Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you are not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. This pick a card reading is a random message from the universe. We have 3 different groups to select from. We have group number 1, fish, group number 2, butterfly, group number 3, elephant. Take your time, see which group resonate with you. Pause the video if you have to. Let's get into the reading. Hi, group number 1. You guys selected the fish. Immediately when I pulled out the fish energy, I started channeling and picking up on some things when it comes to a small amount of the people who selected this group, or even say one person. Immediately upon looking at the fish, the moon here, the fish ties into fertility, and the moon is located in a position that reminds me of, say, pregnancy. Maybe someone who selected this group is trying to get pregnant or is actually pregnant, just found out that they're pregnant. Also, some of the things that I was feeling was nausea. I was feeling a little bit not nauseous. And also, too, what kept coming to mind is cramping. And for some people, it doesn't even have to deal with pregnancy. It could be something having to do with the womb, something about the second chakra. And the second chakra is the sacral chakra, and it's located around the belly button area. And I'm getting the feeling with some people, and of course, you guys, I need to say, disclaimer, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. If something resonates and inspires something within you and you want to look deeper into it, great, but it's for entertainment purposes only. I have to say that because I have to say that. So what was coming up with this group is, say someone might be dealing with something when it comes to the womb area, maybe major cramps or random cramps that are unexpected, cramps that come out of nowhere. When it comes to this group and this energy, something that was coming to mind is vitamins and balancing out nutrients, and even keeping a food diary to pay attention to the foods that you're eating, where you might have allergic reaction to certain foods, so you can know what foods are triggering a reaction. Sometimes some people might find that they have allergic reaction to certain foods because, say, maybe the gut is out of balance. Like, say, for example, if someone's experiencing leaky gut syndrome, from leaky gut, a lot of foods will create an allergic reaction when it's not that a person is allergic to those foods. It's just that the digestion has to balance out. And maybe there are certain foods that are culprit, like, say, rice, that might be destructive to the digestive system. Like, for me, wild rice is something that I think is good because you can soak wild rice overnight and eat it without cooking it, where the other rice, you can cook it and it's still absorbing moisture. What comes to mind that I feel called to share? I remember years ago, I had a dream that my stomach, inside my womb area, was a fish tank, and the sand represented rice. And I kept drinking fancy water, and at that time I would only drink Fiji water. So in the dream, I kept pouring fancy water, and the sand in the tank, which was also the sand which turned out to be rice or grains in my womb, kept absorbing all of the the moisture. So even though I thought I was doing something by pouring fancy water on the sand, which in reality, me drinking fancy water, it didn't matter because the grains that I was consuming was dehydrating me and throwing off the balance of my gut, which that's what I learned from the dream, because as I would pour water, it would just keep drying out. And then the fish in the tank, which was in my womb, appeared to keep like struggling to survive because the water kept drying out because of the sand as fast as I would put it in there. And from that dream, I learned that it's best to hydrate the body through fruits and vegetables, because the body can slowly absorb the liquid and the nutrient while it's absorbing, while the food is digesting, opposed to, say, drinking large sums of water at once. It's almost like a flush. That's how I saw it at the time. And then I saw grains as something that throws off the body's, threw off the digestion, threw off the whole pH balance, threw off everything. Think of it this way. If you cook rice and the rice is completely cooked, you can pour water into the rice and it'll keep absorbing. So what the dream showed me was that whenever I would eat rice and certain grains, even quinoa, that's known to be good for you. I'm not saying it's not good for you, I'm just sharing. But based on what I saw in the dream, whenever I would eat these grains, while they're in my stomach digesting, they would just continue to absorb moisture and nutrients and things that were actually beneficial and throw the whole body off balance. So what's coming to mind is, say if a person watching this is having a hard time conceiving, digestion and diet is something that you want to look into. Also, what's coming out is the importance of paying attention to how digestion ties into the menstrual cycle. How if your number twos are one way, your menstrual cycle will also reflect the number twos. And paying a close attention to the number twos, because that represents how the system is cleaning itself. So yeah, that's what's coming through. And like I mentioned, vitamins, the importance of paying attention to vitamins and make sure you're consuming the right vitamins. Also, what's coming to mind is how our foods aren't made the way how they used to. So not as much nutrients as they used to. So we probably have to do our due diligence and make sure we're consuming healthy vitamins to balance out what the food doesn't have anymore. So I feel like that channeling has come to an end. And I know I mentioned womb and digestion and all of that for female, but even for males, if you've been finding yourself like fatigued and not feeling as good as you used to, definitely want to look into the digestion. That's what's coming to mind. Oh, and the last channel thought that came to mind, well, of course, so much more will come, is someone needs to look into the book Sacred Woman by Queen Afua. Look into the book Sacred Woman by Queen Afua. That book will help you to understand things about the womb on a physical, spiritual, emotional level, and ways how to heal the womb. I feel like someone needs to hear that. I'm going to be selecting 4 cards. The first one represents the area of your life. The second, challenges. The third, what's unexpected. The fourth is blessings. And I'm going to select some astro dice to help me look at the area of life. And what came up is Saturn energy along with the number 7. So the number 7 talks about 7th house. So something about relationships. And I noticed that the number 8 repeated itself, where it's 8 of Wands here in the reversal position, and then 8 of Pentacles again in, well, 8, the number 8 is repeated again with the 8 of Pentacles in the upright position. So when it comes to those of you who selected this message, the area of your life that needs attention, that the message is coming through for, is something about relationships and restrictions in relationships. I almost said religion for whatever reason. So with me almost saying religion, Saturn energy also ties into religion. And religion could mean for me how I'm imagining it as I'm saying it, where someone could enter a relationship or a connection with a really rigid way of seeing things, with a way of seeing things, and also to expectations from others that aren't always realistic. And when it comes to, say, the number 7, which deals with 7th house Saturn energy, something about relationships experiencing a constant death and rebirth. And with Saturn energy here in the 7th house, what's coming to mind is the importance of entering into connections with clear intentions and also to expectations. Clear intentions and expectations is what's coming to mind. The 8 of Wands here in the reversal position gives me the feeling of a relationship. I was going to say an appointment, a relationship being placed on hold, and you wondering what's going to happen next when it comes to this relationship or connection being placed on hold. It feels like, say for example, you are getting to know someone and you guys are stuck in a place where it's like you don't really know where you stand, or you don't really know where you stand when it comes to this connection. And when I go back to the fish energy with the moon placed there, I'm getting the feeling of not allowing oneself to see the truth when it comes to the connection. So if you find that you're going out of your way to keep this connection going, or you have to be the one to always hit that person up, that's a clear sign that maybe that person isn't interested. And the lack of interest doesn't necessarily mean that you're not interesting. Sometimes people are just wrong for us. It doesn't mean that they're bad people, but just them being them just doesn't work out, say, for you. And what's coming to mind back with the fish energy and everything that I mentioned with the whole womb situation, the womb is connected to the sacral chakra, and that's connected to the number 2 energy. So when it comes to this group, what I'm getting is someone who has a hard time nurturing themselves, and instead of pouring the attention and love into themselves, they tend to pour all of that into others, into their partners. I'm getting big time pick me vibe, like please pick me, please love me, and the person not even realizing that they're giving off please pick me, please love me. When I think of the sacral chakra and I think of the number 2 energy, the number 2 energy is nurturing and caring. But when operating in a negative vibration, this energy could be codependent and dependent. Even though a person has it in them to be independent, they find the need to attach themselves to certain people and feel like they're incomplete without these people. And I find that whenever we have a hard time nurturing or loving on ourselves, our digestion reflects it, and challenges with the womb, like I mentioned, also reflects it, because the body shows the aftermath of a spiritual or emotional situation that needs our attention. So with Saturn here in the number 7 here, dealing with, say, relationship and things not flowing in the way how you would like it when it comes to a relationship or a friendship or connection, just know that rejection is the creator's protection. Because I feel like it's, if someone's experiencing this stagnance when it comes to a relationship, I think this is an opportunity for a person to get to know themselves better and get to reflect and say, okay, what is it about me why I would allow someone else to give me just crumbs? Because that's what I'm getting. I'm getting someone justifying why it's okay to get crumbs from certain people. And certain people could be family members, where you could find yourself overdoing and overgiving, and your family members give crumbs. They barely give anything or do anything. And when they do, they feel like they should be praised because they're so used to not doing or giving. That's something that's coming to mind. When it comes to, say, challenges, the 3 of Pentacles is here in the upright position. So the 3 of Pentacles in the position of challenges tells me that a person has a hard time presenting themselves. What I'm getting from this group is that feeling of not wanting to get out the bed or get out the house or take a shower and get ready and go out into the world. It's almost like someone putting their life on hold because a connection isn't flowing the way how they would like it to. So it's almost like feeling frozen or stuck in place. And getting up and doing regular things that you normally would do, those things feel so much harder. Even say putting yourself out there and going to find a job if that's something that you need to do. In the unexpected position, we have the Four of Swords in the reversal position. The Four of Swords in the reversal position brings to my attention, say, anxiety sometimes, overthinking and over worrying about certain things. But with the Eight of Pentacles in the upright position, I get the feeling of bouncing back. You guys who selected this group is like the bounce back king or queen. Yes, something might hurt your feelings or frustrate you or have you in your feelings for a little bit, but it doesn't take long for you to bounce back and snap out of it. So I'm getting the feeling that you are really close to bouncing back and snapping out of whatever it is that has been happening with you. And trust me, I know that feeling of just feeling so defeated and overwhelmed. And yeah, when it comes to the blessings, it's like when you snap back, whatever it is that you recently been through is going to be a learning opportunity or a learning experience to help you to understand what it is that's important to you. What I'm getting is that something challenged your views and values. It's like the last relationship that you were in or the connection that you might be thinking about. You were able to reflect and realize that there was something about your values and views that caused things to work out the way they did or caused you to be so tolerant of certain things. Say if it's family members, maybe because of titles, oh, this is my this or that. Because of the titles, you felt a responsibility to live up to these titles, where you took the titles away and you start to see people for who they are and say, well, I deserve better. And it is natural for me to expect better because I deserve better. And you approaching things with boundaries and reciprocity. I feel like there's a learning experience that comes from this. And with the Nightingale energy coming up as far as blessings and being the spirit animal, and the Nightingale is facing the fish, and the fish is also facing the past. I get the feeling of you being able to reflect on the past, reflect on certain situations, and speak your truth, being able to hold people accountable, but more than anything, first hold yourself accountable and then set proper boundaries and hold people accountable moving forward. With the Eight of Pentacles energy here, I love how you're building something. So one thing that I could relate to when it comes to this group and this message, as a creative person, I find that the things that challenge me the most are where I pull my inspiration from. And some of you might be creatives and like, say, Adele, who made a hit from a breakup, made a hit record or album or whatever you want to call it from a breakup. I'm getting the feeling of, say, a creative person is able to understand themselves so much better, their family dynamics, understand what's going on with their body, coming to the realization about something having to do with their health, healing their self, working on their self-worth, and then turn around and healing something having to do with their womb or digestion, realizing that their self-worth tied into their net worth and their health and everything came full circle. And with the Nightingale energy here, this shows me you reflecting on the way things used to be and speaking your truth to yourself, acknowledging your role in something and releasing it. And then with the Eight of Pentacles energy here, you building and working hard on the kind of future that you want, the kind of experiences that you want to have. So when it comes to, say, those of you who selected this group number 1, the random message that's coming through from the universe is, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. Whatever it is that you're going through or you're experiencing, know that if you're experiencing any discomfort or anything with your body, your cycle, your digestion, or any of that, that's a reflection of, say, things that you might be overlooking when it comes to how you're being nurtured by others, how you're nurturing yourself, if you're allowing others to love and celebrate you. And all of that is, you're going to be putting all of that behind you because some kind of a aha or realization is happening within you. I'm thinking about the eclipse season that we recently had. And from the eclipse season, say first with Scorpio energy tying into, and Scorpio energy deals with the genitals, and also to, like, I think of, say, the genital connected to the womb, the second chakra energy. And I think of healing when it comes to that. Scorpio energy also deals with security. Scorpio energy also deals with transformation of the mind. And then recently we had an eclipse in Taurus, and that deals with our values. So major changes is happening when it comes to your psychology and your values, and you creating your own values, which is paving the way for the future that you want to have, and not reliving someone else's experience because you're following their blueprint. That's some of what's coming up for you, group number 1. So things look very positive for you moving forward. So like I said, if in the moment you're experiencing any kind of challenges or disappointment, just know that this too shall pass, and you're at the end of it, and things are about to transform for you big time. Group number 1, such a pleasure sharing this message with you. If you'd like to book a tarot card reading or support the channel by becoming a member on Patreon, the links is in the description box below. If you're still here with me, I'd love to hear about it. Please let me know by dropping me a red heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Hello, group number 2. You guys selected the butterfly energy. Immediately upon pulling the butterfly card, I started getting channeled messages. And the first thing that came through was to get ready for a change in direction. Say, for example, you've been consistently going a certain path. It's like there's going to be a transformation or a shift in the direction that you're going. And also, too, what I'm picking up is momentum, lots of momentum, and then some kind of a pause. So what comes to mind is like having a moment in your life where things pick up and get super busy. It could get super busy when it comes to, say, your social life. It could get super busy when it comes to work. It could get busy when it comes to romance. Maybe you're dating more and there's a lot of options or a lot of people who are interested in you, or you're making the effort to connect and get to know other people. But then I also noticed that it's like there's a momentum of that energy picking up. And then for whatever reason, things tend to slow down a little bit more. So don't get discouraged by the slowing down of things. I feel like the slowing down of momentum is an opportunity for you to reflect, have more clarity when it comes to the direction that you're going with things. Because like I mentioned in the beginning of this message, there's a shift when it comes to direction. So maybe you could find yourself relocating, moving house, or even changing career. When I think of the butterfly energy, I think of how the butterfly was once the caterpillar. And when the butterfly was the caterpillar, the caterpillar didn't fly, it crawled around. And being a caterpillar felt like a whole life in one body. And then the butterfly transformed and gained wings. So whatever your past life experience was, and when I say past life, I mean in this life, maybe a few years ago or whatnot, you might have found that things have been still for a while. Things may have felt a bit stagnant for a little while. And now you're entering into a phase in your life where things is going to pick up momentum. And like I mentioned, it's going to be like a huge pickup in momentum and then a slow down again. And I feel like and pick up in momentum will follow that after. But just know that the pauses in between are opportunities for you to reflect. And when it comes to say what's happening with you, I get the feeling of you needing or wanting to ask other people for direction. And with the butterfly energy, I think of how the monarch butterfly is able to relocate from Mexico all the way to Canada and without getting direction, because the direction exists within itself. So this is giving me the feeling that you are entering into a phase in your life that there's no manual or direction for, and there's no one to relate or validate what it is that you're about to do or what it is that you're getting ready to do. So this is where you have to trust yourself and you have to build up faith. Build up faith when it comes to the path that you're on. Trust and know that the universe is guiding you and supporting you along the way. So when it comes to the area of your life that this major shift is happening in, let's see what the Astro Dice have to say about that. Wow, the first house, Jupiter in the first house, the number one energy and Jupiter energy there. So this is telling me that you're about to get some major recognition or some kind of a glow up, some kind of a transformation when it comes to, say, status. Something about you is shifting. Something about you is shifting. Maybe your appearance is transforming, the way how the butterfly transforms from the caterpillar to the butterfly. But I'm getting the feeling for a lot of you who selected this pile, maybe it's a shift in career, or like I said, a relocation. But this shift in career or relocation comes with recognition and attention. And with Jupiter showing up with the number one energy, this brings me to, say, major recognition and luck and opportunity. It's like you're going to go into a phase where it's like you can do no wrong. It's like everything you touch turns into gold. It's that kind of energy. But of course, everything is energy. So say if you're someone who doubts yourself and feels like, oh, that never happens for people like me. You're right. That will not happen for people like you, because that's the mindset that you're holding and that's the energy that you're manifesting and projecting into your world. And with Jupiter energy there, I'm getting whatever it is that you do will be big. So say if you are pessimistic and thinking the worst, it will be big. It will be big in the sense that, say, normally annoying things happen. The things that are annoying that happen might be bigger. So pay attention to your energy. Pay attention to the thoughts that you're thinking. Pay attention to how you're seeing yourself in the world. If you've been trying to lose weight, you can finally see the pounds start to melt off. But when it comes to this group, I'm getting major transformation. And like I said, a lot of people will not be able to relate to what it is that you're going through or what's happening for you. Because say, for example, we look out into the world and it's like, okay, we're in a recession. Things are bad, this, that, and the next. But then when it comes to you, you're not going to be reflecting that. So this is where you have to be comfortable within yourself, comfortable when it comes to your own space and spending time alone, so that you don't dim your light in order to make other people feel seen, dim your light in order to make other people feel comfortable, or dim your light so people could like you anymore. Because trust and believe, people are, if they didn't like you before, they're not going to like you anymore because you're dimming your light. If anything, it's only going to tell them that it's okay to disrespect you. It's okay to mistreat you, because not even you respect or care about yourself enough to allow yourself to shine, allow yourself to be you. So when it comes to, say, the area of your life, the 8 of Cups shows up in the reversal position. So with the 8 of Cups showing up in the reversal position, this gives me the feeling of, say, you wanting to hold on to an old system or a cycle when it comes to something. And when it comes to, say, your image or how you look, you wanting to hold on to, say, for example, you identify with a certain lifestyle. Say you identify with a certain image. And with the 8 of Cups in the reversal position, this could be you fearing the change that's happening. Say you are being called to relocate. And when you relocate, maybe you're being called to downsize when it comes to you relocating. And maybe in the past, like you took pride in living wherever it is you were living, or you took pride in the title associated to your past life or your past experience. And when I say past life, I mean the last few years. So say you took pride in the title associated with your career or whatnot, but you're being called to make a change, make a shift. And when it comes to the change or shift that you're being called to make, everybody won't be able to understand or relate to it. You just have to trust the process. You have to trust that every time you make a step, the staircase will present itself. The card that shows up when it comes to challenges is the Three of Swords in the upright position. The Three of Swords in the upright position talks about negative self-talk. To me, this talks about you breaking your own heart by being pessimistic and expecting the worst. I think it's hilarious when I think back about how I used to hope for the best but expect the worst. That was the worst thing ever, because as I was expecting the worst, I was manifesting it, because expectation is a part of manifestation. Or instead, now I hope for the best and I expect the best. Of course, if something happens that I didn't want to happen, then I'll have to handle it. I'll have to make it work. I'll have to fix it. But it doesn't mean that I have to sit around and dwell in that kind of energy. When it comes to unexpected, the devil energy is here. So with the devil energy dealing with unexpected, this could say you deciding to break a lease, or you deciding not to continue a lease, or this is you not continuing a contract, or this is you moving away from something, but you're detaching or separating yourself from something that you was a slave to. And this could be a person being a slave to an addiction. This could be a person a slave to the lifestyle that they identified with, because for whatever superficial reason, it just made them look good. With the devil card in the reversal position, you're detaching yourself from that. You're no longer allowing that thing to have any control over you. And when it comes to say blessings, the Queen of Pentacles is in the reversal position. With the Queen of Pentacles in the reversal position, this talks about, so first of all, with the Queen of Pentacles in the upright position, the Queen of Pentacles in the upright position talks about, say, someone who is stable financially. But the way this is coming up in this, with this kind of reading, I'm getting you being able to cut back on cost when it comes to the decision that you're making, whatever it is that you're about to do. You being able to cut back on cost. And I say that because unexpectedly the devil is in the reversal position. So with the devil in the reversal position, the Queen of Pentacles is also in the reversal position. This is you not defining yourself based on the things that you own, the kind of work that you do, or how people see you. And I'm also, like I mentioned, cutting back on costs when it comes to, say, money going out. You guys are making some serious decisions when it comes to your future, when it comes to your financial stability. And the spirit animal that comes out for you is the dolphin. And the dolphin energy is bringing my attention to the importance of optimism, being optimistic, trusting your intuition. I like that the dolphin is pointing forward. So this means you moving forward and trusting your intuition to help you to move forward. And like I mentioned earlier with this group, with Jupiter energy showing up with the number 1, major transformation when it comes to yourself as an individual. And Jupiter energy deals with luck and opportunity. But of course, luck and opportunity comes through preparation. So when it comes to, say, the area of your life, this goes back to you with the first house, the number 1 energy showing up. So what's coming up for this group is the importance of working on your confidence, the importance of working on your trust when it comes to the universe, reflecting on the tough times that you've had and how things have always worked out. Reflect on those moments when your intuition told you to do something and you did it and it worked out, or you didn't listen to how things work out. That's how you're going to prepare for what's coming, because like I mentioned earlier, you're going to make some decisions or get to the point where you have to go a path that other people will not be able to give you directions to. So this is where you're going to have to rely on yourself and trust the universe, trust the process. And you guys, I know all about this. as far as like jumping and then just knowing that the parachute will work, that the universe has a parachute for me and it'll work, and it works every time. It's a matter of moving forward and expecting things to work out in your favor, and make sure you're moving with discernment, and not materialism is inspiring your decisions or any move that you're making. It's all back to intuition, because whenever you're intuitively guided to do something, synchronistic events will show up to confirm the guidance that you feel. So just trust your intuition, trust the synchronicities when they show up, and move forward and expecting that the universe got your back, because the universe has your back. So when it comes to, say, you group number 2, like I mentioned, you guys are making some changes and decisions in your life. And when it's all said and done, it's going to leave you so much better off than you were before. And it's also going to strengthen your connection with the universe, as you see that, wow, I am always supported and guided. You guys, such a pleasure sharing this message with you. If you'd like to book a tarot card reading or support the channel by becoming a member on Patreon, that link is in the description box below. If you're still here with me, I'd love to hear about it. Please let me know by dropping me a orange heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Hello, group number 3. You guys selected the elephant energy. Upon selecting the 3 cards, when I got to the elephant energy, the first thing that came to mind was to relax. When it comes to this group, immediately I feel myself feeling anxious. It's almost like you guys are anticipating something or waiting for something. And in the process of anticipating and waiting, you could find yourself wasting energy or even money because you're trying to escape this moment. When I look at the elephant energy, I look at the flame that the elephant is carrying. When I think about the flame that the elephant is carrying, I think of you carrying some kind of news or idea or something that you're waiting on. Say you're in a position in your life where you're trying to make something happen. And what's coming to mind, that right now it's important for you to keep your ideas and whatever goals you want to manifest to yourself. I personally don't believe that other people can stop your progress, your goals, or manifestations. But what I do know is that if you're not confident in yourself or what it is that you're trying to create, depending on how other people respond to it, that can determine how you see it because of their response to it. So say, for example, you have a grand idea to do something, to create something, to maybe start a certain career path, go back to school, or maybe to relocate somewhere. But you have this grand idea to do something, and say you share it with your family members or friends who are closest to you. But say they have a hard time seeing you in that role, seeing you do that thing. And when you share it with them, on the inside, they think you can't do that. But they don't come out and say you can't do that. They say, oh, that's interesting. That's pretty cool. But that's all they say. And just from them saying that, even though they didn't say you can't do that, you felt it. And when you felt it, it sent a signal to you, and you start questioning, can I actually do that? And you start doubting yourself and doubting the path that you want to take on because other people didn't celebrate or encourage this path. And that's why when it comes to, say, whatever it is that you are working with right now, it's important for you to keep it to yourself for that very reason that I just mentioned. Also, to what's coming up is that it is super important for you to not skip any steps. Whatever it is that you're about to do or whatever it is that you're trying to do, it is important for you to focus on every single step that's necessary. Because if you skip any steps, you will find yourself wasting money, wasting energy, and even missing out on an opportunity. Because every step is necessary. One step might seem so simple to you, but that's the step where you're meant to meet up with someone who's supposed to give you what you need in order to move to the next level. And giving you what you need could be so simple as them saying 4 words to you. And that 4 words that they say to you, depending on where you are when they say it, it activates something in you, because maybe something about their voice and the vibration coming out of them as they say the words that they're saying, and you receiving it at a certain time, you're fertile for what it is that they're saying. And from what them saying what they say and you receiving it, you're able to give birth to something within yourself that's necessary, that you can only receive at that time from that person. I've never saw things that way, but for the first time, that's what channeled through to me. So it's important for you to not skip any steps. Do not skip any steps. It's important for you to work on relaxing. It is important for you to, like I said, keep it to yourself. As excited as you are about telling everybody about this big thing that you're about to do, or this idea, this grand idea that you have, or it could even be simple. You want to go back to school for something as simple as, say, nursing or whatnot. But I'm getting the feeling that when it comes to this thing, it's very fragile. And it's fragile because you're not fully confident in yourself when it comes to this thing. So because you're not fully confident in yourself, that's what makes it fragile. That's what makes you want to tell other people and get their feedback. That's what makes you want to, say, Google everything you can having to do with it. Watch every YouTube video you can having to do with it. You're being called to just relax right now and focus on your life. There's other things in your life right now that needs your attention. It's not like you have absolutely nothing to do. There's other things that you could be doing, that you still need to be doing, that you could be focusing on. That's where your attention needs to be right now, and not get so distracted or lost based on this exciting news or exciting thing that you are carrying. When it comes to, say, what area of your life is coming up, the area of your life that's coming up is 12th house. Mercury in the 12th house. When I think of the 12th house energy, the 12th house deals with our subconscious mind. It deals with our ability to be creative. It deals with isolation, like prisons, asylums, hospitals, things like that. But what's coming to mind right now is the 12th house dealing with manifestation. Because a dream is a blueprint. We first have to hold a vision of something in order to give birth to it in the physical realm. And with Mercury showing up there, the 12th house energy could deal with us being unconscious about certain things. So Mercury showing up in the 12th house gives me the feeling of maybe you being unconscious about, say, how you're communicating, what it is that you're saying, or how you're perceiving certain information or taking in certain information, and how that information is influencing you in ways that you don't even know you're being influenced. So what's coming to mind when it comes to, say, the area of your life is the importance of guarding your mind, guarding your ears, guarding what it is that you're hearing, guarding information that you're receiving. And the way how you can guard yourself from information is by not sharing your business. Because if you don't share your business, then you don't have to be influenced by what anybody has to say about it. That's what keeps coming up for this group. I'm going to be selecting 4 of these cards to tie into the message. The first one is gonna tie into, say, the area of your life, just like the dice did. The second is gonna reflect challenges. The third is unexpected. The fourth is blessings. So the 10 of Pentacles showed up in the upright position, dealing with the area of your life. Whatever it is that you're about to do is going to change your financial situation, and also to benefit your family as well. Because I get the feeling with you guys who selected this group, you're very generous. When I looked at the timer while this is recording, when I said that, it was 44:44. So you guys are hardworking people who are very generous. I'm also getting the feeling of you having to make sacrifices when it comes to whatever it is that you're about to do. And sacrifice could be as simple as, say, like this card, one person have to go out to work in order to maintain what it is that they have here, while one person stays home and do work on the house to maintain it. And that sacrifice causes these two people to have to miss each other, but that's what they sign up for. So I'm getting the feeling of some kind of sacrifice being made when it comes to, say, finances and stability. And yeah, having to make sacrifices, having to do with that. When it comes to, say, challenges, the 9 of Wands is showing up in the upright position. And I can see why the 9 of Wands could be challenging for this group, because it's that paranoia when it comes to, say, the unknown, not knowing what's next, not knowing what to expect. And when it comes to, say, unexpected, the 2 of Swords is in the reversal position. When it comes to the unexpected, say right now you are in the midst of getting ready to make a decision. You're at the crossroads. With this energy showing up, this is bringing my attention to you pretty much making a decision. You're no longer going to be at the crossroads. So maybe you wanting to share with other people was you wanting to vent, to feel other people out, to see what their thought or their opinion is on whatever it is that you have to do or whatever it is that you're about to do. But you're going to come to the realization that you got to take action, and no one can help you with that. And when it comes to, say, blessings, the Emperor energy is showing up in the reversal position. The Emperor deals with wisdom. The Emperor energy deals with stability, security. With the Emperor energy showing up in the reversal position, I'm getting the feeling of you releasing yourself from certain obligations or responsibility that you once had to deal with when it comes to this decision that you're about to make. It's like you're freeing yourself from something that you naturally took on before. So even though, yeah, the Emperor energy is in the reversal position, and in the upright position, the Emperor energy deals with that solid security and stability. But with it showing up in the reversal position as a blessing, I'm getting, like, say, the person who sold their home and them not having their home anymore, that is the Emperor in the reversal position. They don't have that foundation, but at the same time, they feel completely free because the home was actually a liability and not an asset because of all the things that they were dealing with when it comes to it. That's something that's coming to mind, or that's an example that came to mind. And when it comes to, say, spirit animal card dealing with this energy is the fire ant. And when it comes to the fire ant tying into blessings and how to move forward to retrieve your blessings, when I look at the fire ant card, what's coming to mind is, say, community. Because I look at all the ants around and I think about the community aspect. You guys, something just startled me. If you notice a jump in my voice, someone walked by the window. And because I wasn't expecting it, I jumped. So whenever you're doing a reading, everything that ties into the reading is a part of the reading. And who walked by was an older man and a younger boy trailing behind him, not too far behind him. And when I think of the older man and the younger boy, I think of the man being older, being the Emperor energy, and the man that walked by was gray-haired. And then I think of the young boy walking behind him, following his lead. And with the Emperor energy in the reversal position, I'm thinking of the young boy creating his own path, doing his own thing. So say, for example, the father owns a bakery, and the young boy decides he doesn't want to become a bakery owner like his father. He wants to be a shepherd's boy like Santiago, so he can see the world, and his sheeps is going to help him to do that. You guys, I'm referencing the book The Alchemist. So when it comes to, say, the Emperor energy in the reversal position, also I'm getting a shift when it comes to foundation, because you're recreating your own foundation when it comes to whatever it is that you're about to do. Whatever it is that you're about to do is different from how things have done in your family from generation to generation. And with the fire ant energy showing up, dealing with the blessings, how to approach your blessings, what's coming to mind is to allow other people to help you. It is extremely important to allow other people to help you. And like I mentioned earlier when I was talking about the elephant energy, how you shouldn't skip any steps, and certain places you're going to be called to go, or doing things a certain way, because it's all a part of your activation. It's all a part of preparing you in this phase of your journey moving through life. So with the fire and energy there, I'm seeing that it is important for you to rely on the community, allow the community to help you. When I say allow the community to help you, not you venting and telling your business and waiting for other people to tell you what they think so you can feel confident when it comes to whatever it is that you're doing. No, I'm referencing, say, for example, you decide that you want to, say, open up a certain business, and the universe guides you to go to a certain real estate company, and you go to that real estate company, and then you meet someone, and you meet someone there who you remind them of their little sister or brother. So because you remind them of their little sister or brother, they're projecting onto you. And from them projecting onto you, they feel a sense of obligation to help you because they're projecting on you and seeing you as someone who you're not, but it's actually benefiting you. You don't know that they're projecting on you. I'm just telling you because I'm looking ahead and I'm seeing that. I'm just giving you guys an example. But they're projecting on you. So from their projection on you, whatever it is that they see in you validates something in them. So they go hard for you. Or if you had walked into any other realtor office, because they make no emotional connection to you, they don't make so much of an effort to help you is what's coming to mind. So rely and depend on your community, meaning that the universe, the creator, will send people to help you. So make sure you're in the receiving position and allowing other people to help and support you, because there will be help and support along the way when you need it. It's just important for you to trust the process, and also to remember the importance of positive thinking and holding positive views of the outcome that you would like to have in your mind. I'm not saying to sit around and dwell on this all day, but whenever you think about what it is that you're trying to create, make sure you see it in a positive light. And when you see it in a positive light, you also hold positive emotions by imagining that thing happening so that you can help it to happen. Because with the Emperor energy in reverse, I get the feeling of some people feeling a little bit uncomfortable when it comes to whatever it is that they're manifesting, because it's so different. It's so different from what you're used to doing, or it's so different from the route that the family has always taken. So because it's so different, there's no validation or outside confirmation that this is the way this is supposed to be done. But trust that inner compass within you. Trust the guidance. I'm looking at the elephant and the third eye and the stone that's there. Trust your third eye. Trust the visions that present themselves to you. You're being guided, and you just have to trust the process. Group number 3, such a pleasure sharing this with you. If you'd like to book a tarot card reading or support the channel by becoming a member on Patreon, the links are in the description box below. If you're still here with me, I'd love to hear about it. Please let me know by dropping me a yellow heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.